Hey guys, 8-Bit Dave here. Welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't made a lot of content in a while. I've always been interested in retro gaming. And I made an awesome discovery that I just felt like sharing and making a video about. Went to a garage sale about 2 weeks ago. And I got something I always wanted, a Commodore 64. Let's take a look at what 80 bucks got us at a garage sale. So obviously this is the disk drive that was sold separately, the Commodore 64, bunch of games, and all of this as well. Let's dive into these boxes and see what I got. Now that you've had a chance to see what I all got, let's unbox all this. I'm really excited. So growing up, I had a Commodore VIC-20. I got the Commodore VIC-20 in probably 1989. And by that point, it was way out of date. It was still my first computer. I loved it. But at school, everybody else had a Commodore 64 with a disk drive. I was still playing with the cassette tape, waiting 5 minutes for everything to load. And I'm just excited. I feel like it's 1989 again, and I'm just going to open this thing up here. It came in the box. I haven't had a chance to go through any of it yet. I just carried it in here a couple weeks ago and figured I'd leave it till I could make a video. And there it is, what I always wanted. The Commodore 64. Now this one definitely needs some retro brighting, but it came with the original styrofoam, and it looks like here's the power supply. I was told it works. And you know, just look at those keys, hey? Just brings back memories. The VIC-20 was very similar. I just love it. I'm just gonna stick it up here for now. So, yeah, it appears I got the power supply, the television adapter, and look at this. Even came with a list of warranty locations. If you have any problem, here's a phone number to call. Maybe I should give that a ring and check it out. What do you say? Here's connecting your Commodore computer instructions. Well, I like that it came in the original box. The box isn't in the greatest condition. There's all kinds of marks, and somebody put their coffee on it. One thing that I find neat, though, is the graphics at the back kind of brings me back in time. It also mentions that this one comes with GEOS, the graphical user interface. So I'm going to be really excited to check that out. Now, let's look at some of these games that came with it. So there's a lot of them. This one definitely catches my eye. Chernobyl, just watched the miniseries on HBO. Just loved it. It's a great story. And here's the authentic computer simulation. Really looking forward to trying that one out. Let's see, actually, we'll open it up. We'll unbox everything. Even comes with the important notice still, the manual, floppy disk, the Chernobyl story with a map. I think I'm going to love trying this game out after. I remember another game for the VIC-20 by Cosme. It was called Aztec Challenge. I really loved that one, so I'm looking forward to trying that. This is Starfleet, The War Begins. Now, I can feel that this box is empty, and I noticed some of these other boxes have loose discs and manuals in there. So I played this for PC. It's kind of like a grid with different sectors, and you fly around and shoot Klingons, but it's not Star Trek. This one seems pretty heavy. It's called Might and Magic Book 1. Looks kind of like an RPG. Some interesting graphics in the back. Let's open this one up here. Comes with a lot of photocopies of maps and things like that. Some notes. Looks like there's a backup of it, as well as the original discs. So that's interesting. I'm not really familiar with Might and Magic. We'll take a look at the second one. And there's no manual in here, just the discs. Again, looks interesting. And then over here, Free Zone, or Fire Zone, a game of 21st century warfare. And it just comes with the disc. This one here, Cinemaware. I have no idea what this could be. And it appears to be not Cinemaware, but Epic's Winter Games and Summer Games. Now, I know the Summer Games was a lot of fun. I bought it for a friend of mine who had an Atari, and we played it when we were kids. So if that disc still works, I'll look forward to trying it out for the C64. And here we have Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. Box is slightly wrecked. There's just a floppy disk in there. We got Jack Nicklaus, Alcalade, 18 Holes of Golf. And another Alcalade game. I used to love their games. Test Drive 3. Oh, that was my favorite. Pebble Beach. Let's open up this disk drive here and see what's going on. Got this here. Now, I used to have one of these disk drives that I bought at a thrift store, a Value Village. And I didn't realize it was compatible with the VIC-20. I bought it, I think, when I was 18, back in 1999. And I had it sitting on a shelf for a couple of years, and it came with the power supply, and it was pretty hard to find a Commodore 64. I mean, there was no Kijiji back then, and if you didn't see it at a garage sale, and then I ended up throwing the drive out, which is unfortunate, and I always regret that. But, you know, I didn't realize I could have used it on my VIC-20. And here it is. The Commodore User's Guide. I love that Commodore. They had the best manuals. Nobody made manuals better than them. I mean, like the explanations, everything. It just smells like basement. In a good way. Just like an 80s rec room. It smells like the 80s. So let's lift this beast out. Oh man. USB stick. Definitely an improvement over this. Oh, look at this. Something must have fallen off. That's for right there. So the box is pretty plain. It's in good shape. The only thing missing is it says there should be a demo disc and warranty information, but I do have the user manual and the 2 cords and the drive. So let's put the manual in here. I can't tell you how excited I am for this. Or am I wrong about the disc? Oh, no, it's not the disc. Remove for operation. It's the disc protector. for the drive. I didn't even know that was a thing. So essentially these disk drives, they were expensive. When I was a kid, I remember asking my uncle, which is who I got the VIC-20 from, about getting a disk drive for it. And he said back then they were about 300 Canadian or 350 Canadian when they came out. So that's maybe 200 and something American. And essentially there's a whole nother CPU in here to read the disk, and then it sends the data via serial port to the Commodore computer. And apparently these drives are fairly compatible between different models of Commodore computer. So we'll just set that over here. I'm excited to start pulling stuff out of these boxes just because I don't know what's all in them. Here's Sid Meier's Pirates. I don't know. Looks like kind of a lame game, I'm going to be honest, but hey, I'm going to give it a shot no matter what. Gunship, the attack helicopter simulation. It actually looks like it's kind of 3D, but it says IBM screen showing. Yeah, revolutionary 3D graphics. There's the diskette and a keyboard template. This one here piqued my interest, along with the boxes that were off to the side, because somebody else was originally coming to buy the Commodore 64 and they didn't show, and they were closing up the garage sale, and so I noticed the box off to the side, so I asked about it, and that's how I knew there was something good there. So this is Monopoly by EA, back when they were a cool company and not a company that just bought everybody creative and killed their projects. I used to love EA games. And then here, oh, looks like this rubber is kind of melting here. The Wiko joystick, I gotta check mine out because I have the same one for the VIC-20. I'm just gonna put it off to the side where it's not gonna damage anything further. So we got these disc trays here. You know, one thing that I really liked about getting all these game boxes, again, is just the fact that I have some of the game boxes from this era. Unfortunately, with the VIC-20, I wasn't getting any copied games on tape, but I know with the Commodore 64 and the Amiga, copying was rampant. And there's just all kinds of disk manager utilities here. Here's one for copying. It explains how to copy different games. So there was so much duplication of software back in the day. To see some original game boxes was nice. Here's the Might and Magic, which is actually in the boxes. Panzer Strike. A lot of them are kind of unlabeled, but again, just to get all these old school discs in a nice case. And what's in this one here? I don't even know how to open it. There we go. Oh, look at this. There's even a wheel. I've never seen anything like this. Check it out. Looks like this 3M disc is stuck though. Oh, here's Ghostbusters, the original disc by Activision. Aren't they owned by Blizzard now or something like that? So let's take a look at some of these titles. There's Garfield, Jungle Hunt, WizKid, Baseball, G.I. Joe, Psycho. Oh, here's the GEOS operating system. so I'm going to enjoy firing this up. I've always wanted to give it a try. I have a weird interest in different OSs. You know, I have copies of OS 2, and I was running Linux back before anybody else was. I follow all kinds of independent OS projects. I believe this is Grandmaster Chess here. So, definitely one of the best cases I've ever seen for discs. This is the kind I grew up with. This is the Cadillac of disc cases. I've never seen anything like that wheel. So let's see what else is in this box here. We got this case. And it appears to be empty diskettes. Athena, never heard of that manufacturer. Nothing too exciting. And then what else do we got here? Here's the manual for Geos. Oh, look at this manual here. This paper, it's like something out of the 70s. In the way the book is bound. It's the manual from Starfleet Command for that Starfleet game. The one that's kind of rip-off of Star Trek. We got the manual for Zork. Just some pamphlets. The Commodore64 reference card. The manual for Might and Magic 2. Let's see here. We got Soccer from Mindscape. They used to make some pretty good games. Alkalade Hardball. Look at that. Some nice cover art. Diskette included, of course. I love this cover here. Sky Fox. And just has the diskette in there. And it's made by Electronics Arts. And they used to make some pretty good stuff. This looks interesting. The game on the back. It's Ultimate Wizard. 100 levels of action and strategy. Plus a built-in construction set. Somebody paid $18 for this at Zeller's back in the day. And I'm pretty sure I saw this in a CompuZet advertised when I was a kid. And I always wanted to have this game. So I'm glad. Hopefully it works. I'm definitely going to be playing that. Computer football. Yeah, not my cup of tea. Not so much into the sports games. I found the earlier ones were, I don't know, not so great. This one looks interesting. I just love that cover art. Renegade. 2 a.m. It's no time to be alone in the subway, and you're about to find out why. They've got clubs, chains, and blades, and it's 3 against 1, but they picked the wrong one. And look at that. There's even a comic in the inside. So I've never played Renegade by Tatio, but disc is in here. Looks like a kind of Paul Kersey Death Wish type game. What do we have here? Sony, double-sided, double density, 500 kilobytes. Still sealed in the package, ready to go for the software I'm going to be writing. Here we got another thing of diskettes. We'll just pull out a random one here. The Street of the Silver Blades. So it looks like there's some copied games in here from back in the day. Oh, this one looks nice. Border Bond Load Runner. That's definitely a classic. It feels empty though. Yeah. It looks like this would have been a cartridge and it's missing. That's unfortunate. Actually, that's one thing I haven't seen yet here is any cartridges. I've never seen jewel cases like this before. Overlander. And the disc is in here. We got darts. I don't know why anyone would want to play darts on computer. Not my idea of fun. This one looks interesting. Fire Lord. We got more manuals here. Might and Magic. More Zork. Oh, we got Panzer Strike by SSI. I used to love Panzer Commander, so obviously this is an older version of that. If that game's in here, I'll be pretty excited. Here's the manual for one of the other games we were looking at. Gunship. There's a keyboard thing here. I don't know why all the manuals are separate, but you know what? It's nice. I'm finding them all as I go through this. This one here, Pirates. It actually comes with a 1500s map of what looks to be the Caribbean. Looks kind of exciting. Maybe I would get into that game. Manual for Load Runner. Another supplement manual for Starfleet. Oh, here's the manual for the winter and summer games that I'd found earlier. And this is Deadline. I don't know what that is. Let's see what else we find here. All right. Oh yeah, here's the box for Panzer Strike. And the diskettes are in there, even the little registration card. Maybe I'll throw a stamp on it and send it away. See if I get a reply. I wonder if they ever get mail from those things. I'm just going to put the manual back in the box where it belongs. Let's see what else we got here. These two are stuck together. We got boxing and tennis. Again, sports games on a computer, not my cup of tea. Here's a Super Bike Challenge. Looks okay. And here we have the system guide, the introductory guide. Again, Commodore, best ever for manuals for any computer system. You don't get manuals like this anymore explaining, you know, everything about the system. It's just not a thing. I wish things were documented that well today. Here's Zork 2. And what else is hiding in here? Alien World, $29.95. Comes on disc, has the manual. What else do we got going on here? Data East. Tank 3. You know what? I love this cover art here. And it looks like this game's going to be a lot of fun. I like these kinds of shooting games. Some possibly blank discs. And then we got games 1 to 100 is the label. Here comes the train. Let's pause for a second. Now that the train's gone, we'll take a look at this. It appears to be a whole bunch of copies of games, including Ghostbusters and Raid Over Moscow. Be something definitely interesting to go through this winter. And then last in here we got this old taped up joystick. It's okay, I actually have one from my VIC-20, which is in better condition. Move this box out of the way. And then we'll take a look at the second box. And let's just put it up here. Oh, all the things I got for 80 bucks. So, A lot of games. Red Storm Rising. This one looks pretty good. Always love a good classic submarine adventure. Another copy of Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. We got the official Wheel of Fortune from 1987, made by Share Data. Ooh, another Alcalade game, Steel Thunder. Here we got something made by Disney, personal computer software, action-packed game by Sierra, later called Sierra Online, I believe. And it looks like the tapes are missing for this, unfortunately. Oh, here's something I wasn't expecting to find. By Spectrum Holobyte. The original Tetris. 1987. Now, the Tetris for Game Boy, I believe, was actually the most selling game ever made. Officially the best game of the year, it says. I'm going to look forward to playing that. Here it looks like we got some productivity software for the GEOS operating environment. We got the Writer's Workshop. Maybe I'll write the next great Canadian novel on there. And here's Geo Publish. Swiss Family Robinson. I guess it's based on the book. Here's Always Fun, a submarine simulator by Sid Meier. He went on later to make Civilization, I believe it was. And what else do we have happening here? More Commodore manuals. And again, you just got to love the Commodore manuals. Just great. You'll never find a manual like that written today. This appears to be some blank discs. We got TNK3 tank game by Data East. Again, I love this cover art. I mean, to me, this is a beautiful work of art. CAD Pack 64. Now, it looks like it supports the mouse, it says, and you can do some drawings for offices and rooms, and it even shows it supports the light pen. What else do we have in here? Pause it. We got more manuals here. Wiko Command Control. It's the manual for the joystick of all things. Now, I think this was why I thought it was an awesome deal. For 80 bucks, I got two C64s. Now, this one looks a little different than that one, just looking at the keyboard. First off, it's a little dirtier and even more in desperate need of retro brighting. But I noticed the secondary functions of all the keys are on top of the key as opposed to on the side. Perhaps it's a later model. Maybe in later years they kind of cheaped out on these things. I don't know. But anyways, that's exciting to see. And here's something I've never heard of for the 64, because I thought it could only address 64K of RAM. This appears to be a RAM expansion. I'm not an expert on the C64. I know for the VIC-20 there was up to 32K that you could get. So I'm kind of surprised to see this RAM expander. I'm definitely going to have to look into it. This is something that intrigues me. There's two power supplies in here and another disk drive. It looks like the more modern style, and it's still apparently plugged into the computer or into its power supply. Oh, unfortunately, the little part here for opening and closing the drive is broken, which means this disk is stuck in here. But perhaps I can figure something out to make it a usable drive again. And that's it. And for me, I feel like as a Commodore fan, someone who's always wanted the 64, this was one of those once-in-a-lifetime scores, especially in this day and age. I mean, I remember back when I was 18, you know, and in the late 90s, you would see some of these things just kicking around on the side of the street next to the garbage bin. But when I was young and moving out, I would see it and think, well, you know, I'd like to save it, but where would I put it? You know, I always wanted one. And when you're young and people are throwing things out, sometimes you take for granted that maybe one day you might actually want to play some of the stuff again. But I'm really, really stoked with everything I got here. Now, I would like to find a couple games on cartridge. And that's pretty much it. Looking forward to setting it up this winter. Thanks for watching me unbox all of this. I hope you found some interest. I know I certainly am excited to try all this out. And I look forward to seeing you in the future.